So I'm getting on with a bit of a confession that I want to make to the people that have been following me. I feel like even like friends or whatever, even though I think most of my friends actually know kind of what's going on, or they have an idea of what I'm about to say. Maybe not. And I want to talk about the challenge of showing up authentically, especially even when you're trying to figure it out. Like, you're being as authentic as you possibly can in the midst of trying to figure out your own shit, for lack of a better term, right? So one of the things that I feel like has probably been missing from me online in the past year is my yoga practice. And I want to tell you a little bit about why, and why I'm saying F that now. If you don't like it, if, you know, this doesn't align with you, if my vibe is not what you're feeling, peace, be on your way kind of thing. So I definitely love God in what, how do I want to say this? I love God. I'm not a fan of religion. In my life, I have been both quote unquote Buddhist as well as quote unquote Christian. And today, at this point in time, I'm Brooke-Sidney and I believe in God. And I don't believe in religion. I believe in relationship. And I think that God, for me, is found in so many places. And I feel like by trying to claim a religion or having people put me into religion, it shrinks the message that I'm here to give. It shrinks what God is trying to say through me, okay? So about a year ago, not quite a year ago, because it was July 4th, I'm just giving you background. I love going to church, y'all. I love the music. I love the message. I love the Holy Spirit. I love how God moves in church. With that said, God is not limited by only being in the church and in denominations and in religion. So let me make that clear. But I love it, right? I love it. I get so much out of it. I love the Bible. Like, there's so many things that I love, right? So I decided to go to a particular conference, Millions Conference, I'll just say it. And I started receiving DMs in my, through Facebook, I think, and maybe even Instagram. And those DMs were like, oh, Brooke, did you know that the leader of this organization, the leader of this conference, thinks yoga is the devil? And all of this stuff, like all the stuff that where I have found God, where God has met me on the map, where God has showed up, and where God has like helped me. Yoga, meditation, mindfulness, so many things, right? And so people are asking me essentially like, did you know that this person who you're supporting, who you paid to go to this conference, thinks that yoga is the devil, mindfulness is the devil, all this kind of stuff. And literally I was in the conference and was sitting in a what do you call it? Sitting in a segment or whatever of the conference. And there was like a deliverance person that came on, and they proceeded to say that like everything from the East, you know, yoga, they're claiming is from the East, yoga, meditation, mindfulness, acupuncture, chiropractic, all this stuff is from the devil. I'm like, wow, that's interesting that anything with an Eastern origin is now the devil. Mind you, Christianity is from the East. Okay, right? So, cool. Everyone is entitled to have their opinion, right? Because ultimately, it's an opinion. And I was like, moving right along, right? And I don't think I fully registered how much it hit me that I was like, wow, like, is this what people think? Because I had definitely been around Christians that had invited me to do yoga practices. And there are Christians, in fact, churches that actually have yoga practices in them. There's also like, quote unquote, Christian meditation, centering, all this stuff. So some of this And I think some of this has to do with like Black Christianity. Let's make it clear. All of a sudden now it's the devil. And I was not aligned with that. In fact, one of my friends that was there with me came over to me and said, BS, right? They actually didn't say, BS. They said the full out word in my ear and walked out because this person, this friend, has seen these healing practices, who also considers himself a Christian, has seen these healing practices work in their life and has seen me teach meditation, has benefited from my meditation, has seen me teach yoga. I say all this to say that this then became a process for me where I started asking God, well, if this is the devil, will you convict me? Will you show me that it's the devil, right? And so that went on for roughly almost a year. I would say about 11 months of me really going into a space of not being attached to something and then seeing what God was going to say, because God always shows up. And instead, what God has done has, for me, I can only speak for me, right, has shown me that it is not the devil and that I am shrinking from my purpose and I'm not showing up. I'm getting, reminders of the value of mindfulness and different things that can truly help people right now. It was God that told me to do the George Floyd meditation sessions. It was not my idea because, again, I wasn't showing up in that space like I should be, like I had been. I was honestly afraid of offending people. I was afraid of like what it would mean. And I realized when another person closest to me asked me, well, Brooke, what about yoga? Like, what are you doing with your yoga? And what are you doing with your meditation and all this stuff? All these things that really, truly God gifted me with these experiences to be able to be a teacher, to be able to help people in this way. And here I was, because of people and because of religion, which is actually not what I'm about. I'm about relationship. I'm about you developing your own spiritual practice and connection with God, the divine, your creator, your source. I'm about you figuring out that for yourself. I'm not about telling you what to do. And I found that, like, literally through quarantine, COVID, and a dear friend of mine who also said to me, he was like, what happened to your yoga? And that conversation was pivotal to me. It was pivotal because if I hadn't had that conversation and started like peeling back the layers of like, why am I not showing up in this way? Why am I not sharing my teachings to the fullest of their capabilities? And why am I letting these people affect who I am and how I show up? That's not what Brooke-Sidney is about, right? Got my little guy in here. Okay, hold on. And so I realized that I was doing everyone who's listening to me a disservice because I wasn't showing up fully as myself. Jackson, give me a second, please. I wasn't showing up fully as myself. I was showing up as a part of myself. And because of that, I wasn't fully teaching what I believe or showing you guys who I truly am. I am that yoga person who loves God, right? Who also likes to meditate, who also supports Buddhists, who has benefited from those teachings and my yoga practice and my mindfulness practices and my meditation practices. I am a yogi. Yoga keeps me balanced. But here's another thing that I learned that I think is really interesting, because I had some people say, well, God convicted me of yoga and told me not to do it. And to me, this is my opinion, right? We're all entitled to have them. But a lot of people get too attached and idolize things. And what God showed me and has been continuing to show me, Spirit keeps dropping these. Yoga was never my idol, which is another reason why I could set it aside for a year in terms of teaching and practicing it, like on and sharing it, to make sure that it wasn't, in fact, an idol. No, it's a tool. It's a technology that has existed since the beginning of time. Indians and Hindus did not invent yoga. It's been around since Kemet. It is a technology that has existed, y'all, since the beginning of time. We can talk so much about how like certain cultures always take practices from other cultures, right? Technologies and tools, but we're not going to go there today, because today is actually about me apologizing to you for not showing up fully as who I am and who I'm called to be, the teacher that I'm called to be on this planet, the message I'm called to share, the powerful, soulful mindfulness, and all that comes with that juiciness of it. And that includes, beloveds, it includes yoga practices, it includes meditation, it includes those things. And if that's scary, right? If that's scary to you, I'm not for you. But if you're curious and you're like, hey, I want to understand, right? I want to understand what she's talking about. I want to understand why science backs these technologies and tools. Why Western and Eastern medicine advocate these tools. And why they are working, and you bring you to your own mat. You bring you everywhere you go, and you use the tool. And whatever philosophy, religion, spiritual system you subscribe to, you bring that with it. You bring that with it. You are sovereign. You are powerful. You're a beautiful human being, and so am I. And so now you just get to see more of me in my fullness of what I believe, right? And I believe in soulful mindfulness, mindset, and manifestation tools to create miracles here on earth, right? To bring heaven to earth, to love your life right now, presently. Because I have been in times in my life where I didn't love my life, where I was stuck in the past or hoping for the future. And so mindfulness, along with God, have helped me love myself and the life I'm presently living. And it's helping my clients do the damn same thing. So, if you've listened to all of this, thank you, bless you, I appreciate you. I honor you. I honor you for listening. I honor you for hearing my truth, because there's partly a truth that you hear in me that resides in you. And so I'm inviting myself as well as you to show up fully and to not give a damn what anyone thinks or feels about it, and to not get locked into a religious box if it doesn't suit you. And it darn sure doesn't suit me. I'm bigger than a religion, right? And so was God. God wants a relationship with us. I could talk about that for days, but instead I'm just inviting you on your own journey. And if you are interested in how you can apply mindfulness, soulful mindfulness, mindset, and manifestation work to create miracles in your life, then keep following me. Keep following this square, right? And I will talk with you soon.